Hey guys, what's up? Hit the button too late. But hey guys, this is Dylan.
I'm Quinn.
And welcome back to the FOMO show. Tonight we are talking about the Eternals and Venom. Don't forget, if you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, please like, subscribe, and hit the little bell icon.
Ding.
So that you know when we drop a new video, when we go live and all that jazz. Don't forget to check out the website at www.broken.picturesno.com.
Yes. Cool. It's my thing. Dylan, hit the sound effect.
Because it's time for your spoiler alert. In this video, we're going to be talking about Venom and the... Well, shit, okay, time out. We're going to start this over. Hold on. In this video, we're going to be talking about the Eternals and Venom. Let there be carnage. The trailers that we've only seen, because we haven't seen the movies yet. So if you want to try to go into everything spoiler-free, leave, please. But, I mean, you know, go watch those, come back, and then you can enjoy the video.
Other than that, you have been warned.
Just for good measure. So, oh my gosh, that was insane. I didn't know you were actually going to do the voice. He was teasing it before we started. Oh, man. But yeah, like you said, we haven't seen these movies yet. The trailers are out. And hey, Shay, in the chat over there. And so, but so, okay. So, Venom isn't technically MCU. I'm just going to get this right off the top before anybody gets annoyed, because I get annoyed when people are like, oh, yeah, we're watching an MCU film with Venom. No, it's not. But it could be. It could be. And we're going to talk about that after we cover the Eternals, because it's coming up. The movie's not coming out first, but the trailer's been out longer. Yeah. So, and we've only got, otherwise we'd be, I know those seem like two completely crazy things.
Oh, wait, talking about, wait, who's coming out first?
Venom is coming out in September, and the Eternals are coming out in November.
Neat. Okay.
Yeah. But, next week, What If starts back, so we don't have a whole lot, we don't have a week to cover each one, so we're just going to jam it in here and, make it work. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So.
Jammed.
Yeah. If it doesn't work, get a bigger hammer. So. That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. It's worked out pretty well since then. So. All right. So we're going to jump right into the Eternals. The trailer that they had was purposely vague. It's like
extra vague,
super vague, because they like this. Okay, so originally this movie was supposed to come out November 6th of 2020.
2020? Okay.
2020. Like that's how behind this whole thing is. And I think it's basically the one that is going to redefine what the MCU is going to be moving forward, even though Loki has done that, like not so much Black Widow, but the end credits, but yeah, all the shows have moving forward. They've all redefined what's coming. We've got a new Captain America. We've got the Scarlet Witch is actually the Scarlet Witch, and Loki is a good guy now. And we've got Kang confirmed.
I did the wrong thing. I should have did this for Scarlet Witch.
Oh yeah,
yes. Yeah. Woo. And then I don't know what to do for Kang. I guess sit in a chair. I don't know.
You got me. I don't know.
Depends on what year you're reading a comic with Kang in it and which Kang we're actually talking about.
Yeah. Here, let's do this for Kang.
That work?
Because he's a master of time.
Yes. Okay.
Anyways, all right, yeah.
Eternals.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging in there with my my playing with the sound effects and stuff. The boxes that I'm looking at across the room are like this big, and so I'm like, is that the right one I'm about to push? Because otherwise it'd be like, what? Oh, whoops, wrong one.
You hit the freaking rainbows again.
Meanwhile, our entire audience is just like,
Because they think we're leprechauns. No one wants to see leprechauns on the internet.
I mean, dogs. People like dogs. I've got my dog.
We
Ghost
just
is
put
over here.
Ghost in the middle of the table.
There we go. Yeah. You should just take a camera and show Ghost laying down the entire time. People would watch him and just listen to us in the background. Oh, that's what it should be on screen instead of our ugly mugs. Well, I'm going to speak for myself, but anyways, so the Eternals it's going to redefine everything because it's basically Marvel's, I guess, creation theory to an extent. I mean, I don't think it's going to be all like that kind of thing, but it's basically how that world was created. So you've got the Celestials, right? I mean, we saw some of the Celestials, and we were introduced to them in Guardians of the Galaxy. We've got the big one that was destroying a planet with the Power Stone.
Yep.
And then we've got Nowhere, which is the severed head of a dead Celestial. People live in it. These things are massive. They basically created the cosmos and the universe, right?
Yes. Yeah. The Celestials are... Well, no, it's fine. I don't know why I was scared to say it. The Celestials are the gods of the MCU.
Because we live in Arkansas.
Because we live in Arkansas, that's why.
That's why.
But yeah, the Celestials are the gods of the MCU. They are the ones that created it all and are always there, but never there because they have better things to do. Like, eat planets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ego is a Celestial.
Ego is a Celestial.
Chris Pratt.
Star-Lord's
Star-Lord's
father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Star-Lord is half Celestial,
Yes.
so he might be able to tango with the Eternals.
Yeah. While he was on his dad's planet, he was able to tap into his power. Once he left, he doesn't have it. But if he can figure out how to do that with any Celestial he comes across, and to tap in that other half of his DNA, Star-Lord could be a force to be reckoned with.
Sorry, I don't know what I did with the lights behind. They were going crazy. I tried to slow them down. Now they're just totally different color. Anyways,
Yes.
we'll just leave it there. So yeah, the Celestials created all the planets, all this stuff. In fact, I mean, Ego is a planet.
Yeah.
But
Who can manifest himself in a smaller form?
as a human. I mean, he visited Earth several times, and you can tell from the way Ego saw the world, just kind of how aloof they are. They just don't care about us, and we're just like cosmic experiments. Basically, we're just guinea pigs. We're their sea monkeys.
Man said
ant
it
farms.
hurt me the most when I had to give your mother cancer.
Yeah. You what? And then.
Yeah.
Of course. Star-Lord has a thing for punching Celestials, doesn't he?
He really does.
Yeah.
For punching overly powerful beings.
Yeah. And so, just to get it right out there, I mean, if you don't already know, Thanos is half Celestial, or he is a Celestial, and he's got a deviant gene.
Yes, he has
Yeah.
the deviant gene.
Yeah.
It's not part of the reason why he's purple, but it's also why he's purple. Yeah. The deviant gene usually just means you are about to be evil, and the other Celestials usually cast you out or kill you. But his daddy didn't want to kill him, but he kind of did this to him his whole childhood.
Stay over there, boy.
Yeah. Well, basically. So, yes.
Yeah. So when Thanos said they called me a madman, this is who he's talking about. He's talking about the Eternals.
Yep.
Not necessarily these people in particular, but also their family, because they're their own family tree. But they live for thousands. I mean, immortal, basically.
Immortal, invulnerable, super, name a power, they got it.
Yeah, they're basically all powerful. They fly, teleport, all that kind of stuff.
super speed, yeah, everything. In all honesty, they're probably more powerful than the New Gods, because the New Gods all kind of have one power that they're really good at. These guys, yeah, just plethora of just powers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So this whole cosmos of creation was created by the Jack Kirby. As you mentioned, the New Gods. He was working at DC. From what I understand, he was working at DC, and he was publishing it, putting it all out. The New Gods and Apocalypse and Granny Goodness and all that stuff, right? So he created like the mythos of DC creation, and then he ended up, I think he wasn't able to finish it or something, or got in the middle of it, and ended up going to Marvel, and so he just reinvented it, like repackaged it, and that's what we have.
And said the other ideas I had about the New Gods, Eternals, and they kept squinting their eyes, looking like, keep going, and now here we are.
Yeah, so that was like his prototype.
Yes,
over there at DC.
Which his prototype, because ultimately they're better, but they're all evil. It's like the DC version of these guys are all evil, and then you have the and they're also dicks. They're all evil and dicks. And then you have the Eternals that we're going to be following in the new movie that are all good, besides the ones that have the deviant gene.
Yeah, there was actually going to be a New Gods movie directed by Ava DuVernay, but it got wiped out.
Yep.
Not happening.
Between
COVID and DCEU being all over the place, I don't know.
It's just Warner Brothers' fault. Too many cooks in the kitchen.
I think so.
Yeah.
Making movies by committee. That's basically what it is.
Yep. Give it to one guy who has a vision, and if you believe in him enough, he'll give you the #1 grossing movie of all time.
Yup. Not to knock DC. DC's got a lot of great content. Warner Brothers is mishandling it grossly.
When they got something, when they got a gem, they're like, how many rings can we make out of this one gem?
How far can I throw this rock?
This rock isn't shiny enough. Where's my new rock? So, that's that.
Marvel just goes, ching.
And then,
basically, because if you go back and forth, there's obviously similarities between characters and all this reinvention and stuff.
And then, there's just rip-offs, but, Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah.
Wade Wilson, Slade Wilson.
Red Lion.
Which is Black Panther, right?
Which is Black Panther. He is a king of a sovereign nation in West Africa. He goes by the name Red Lion.
If it works for the goose, it works for the gander. So the Celestials, their experiment with Earth is they came in, or not the Celestials. They came in, and so they're okay. Here's what we're going to do here. We're going to create the good guys, which are the Eternals, and then the bad guys, which are the Deviants, and then there's something in between us, humans. And so the Celestials were basically tasked with protecting humans from the Deviants. And so that's why they're so anti-deviant. And the Deviants basically, so the Celestials basically birthed all of our myths and legends, all that.
So many different cultures, because in the trailer you see kind of each of them in a different ancient civilization.
Yeah.
I think you see Egypt in it. You see the Mayans.
Yeah, Incans.
Incans.
Yeah. So I'm going to go through their names and kind of give just like a little rundown of them, because it's a huge cast, and it's Bangers Row. It's just like extremely talented person after talented person.
They somehow got Angelina Jolie. I'm curious what they did to get her to agree.
Yeah, Salma Hayek. So yeah, getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. So the deviants are basically like all the monsters and demons, all our mythos for that, and you know we're in the middle.
Yes.
So they're okay. Let's just jump into the cast, and some of these are reimagined, and so Jack Kirby created the Celestials, and all this, and he kind of started an Eternals comic and didn't get to finish it. It got canceled. It just didn't go off very well. And then they kind of revisited it sometimes through the decades, and then Neil Gaiman picked it up. And that's like when it hit, and like everybody loved that version, and it's become pretty steady since then.
Yeah.
And I think this version is probably going to be
Similar to that.
his run,
Yeah.
his reinvention, I guess, of it.
Reimagining.
Yeah.
I guess with that.
Because Neil Gaiman is Neil Gaiman. He's excellent. He's good at what he does. So there's Ajak, played by Salma Hayek. That's a gender swap character. She was worshipped by was worshipped by the Incans. Fought in the Trojan War. Was buried in an Incan tomb. And awoken by Icarus. So that's part of the storyline is like Icarus, Icarus, they had all like lost their memory and kind of gone away over like past few hundred years or something. Mm-hmm. And this guy Icarus is walking around, and because comics, and would you say Icarus? Yeah, okay. No, Icarus, Icarus. Anyways,
Harris.
So he goes on this, like he's living just like a normal human life, and most of them are. And he goes through this journey of discovery and too much exposition, and telling everybody exactly what's going on. And he goes on this adventure. I'm trying to think of. They go to these Incan ruins. And then they find
Expedition?
out expedition. Thank you. I said exposition, and it got hung in my head. So expedition. They went to these Incan ruins, and that's where he finds this machine that can awaken the
Other Eternals.
Yeah, the Eternals, and so then like they have to come back and fight and all that kind of stuff. So that's probably what we're looking at, because this whole time, like they even start the trailer with, do they even know this end of the world? And they mention Captain America and that they're, and Iron Man, and they're not together anymore, and Icarus is going to lead them and all this, makes a joke about it and stuff.
He was dead serious. They laughed at him.
Yeah. And so where have they been this whole time? I mean, if nothing is a big enough event, like if they're supposed to be protecting the Earth, I mean, what about Avengers 1, Avengers 2, and Avengers 3 and 4? Like all of those huge world, like universal event or cosmic events. Thanos is literally a deviant that they're tasked to fight against and protect us from. And but those weren't, they just, whatever reason, they were sleepy.
They were sleepy. wasn't big enough, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, or could be another Kang thing.
Could be, and so and I think the reason is the multiverse now. Yeah, that's why they're awakened, and they're like, okay, now we've got to do something about it. Sorry, let me let the dog out real quick.
No problem.
He's whining over here. All right, go.
Yeah, so it being the multiverse makes the most sense, because now there's too many variables, too many possibilities, too many earth-shattering, earth-ending events that can happen, and they need to stop them or deviate them.
Yeah, or maybe it's like Kang, where it's like, oh, that was supposed to happen.
He said he'll be right back in that chair.
So, I mean, I guess Loki attacking the Earth or New York with aliens was okay, and then Ultron was okay, but, well, Thanos, I guess he's gone 5 years later. Oh, well, maybe we should do something. The Avengers took care of it.
They did the thing that they're supposed to do, the avenging thing. Yeah. They did it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the good thing about the Avengers is you always know there'll be a sequel. So.
So, yeah.
All right. So other characters. He goes on this expedition, finds this machine to awaken the Eternals, and awakens her character Ajak, who is like used to be the father, now the mother of the Eternals.
Yes.
And so they've got that's her speaking in the trailer about how they've kind of brought us along and all this kind of stuff and done all these wonderful things for us, and then they just went out for cigarettes and not come back.
Never came back. They do. Are you about to hit Icarus next?
I can.
Okay, because the way that their story's going, the way it's looking, is a little interesting, because they're in love. Icarus is with Ajax in this one, or the way it looks.
No. He's with he's with Cersei.
Cersei? Okay.
Yeah.
That's good then. Good.
Yeah. So Icarus is played by Richard Madden. You know him from Game of Thrones, the Cinderella movie, Rocket Man. So very talented actor. Icarus is basically the leader of them. He can shoot blasts from his eyes and do all the other stuff that the other ones can do. Like you said, he's got a relationship with Cersei that turns out they're soulmates for thousands and thousands of years, right? And then Kit Harington comes along, also from Game of Thrones, has played his brother, and is Dane Whitman, who is the Black Knight, and that's a whole thing we'll explain in a minute. But so she starts falling for him, and he's a human. So then there's this love triangle thing going, and I haven't read the comic, so I don't know where it's going. We're on the same page with that. Quinn probably knows more about it than I do.
On this one,
resident comic expert here. And then, he basically explained as all powerful. So then we've got Thena, which is Angelina Jolie's character, and you kind of pick up where the mythology based behind each character. Obviously Selma Hayek's characters, the Native American, Indian god, Incans and all that kind of stuff. Icarus seems to be the Greek type thing, and then Athena, Olympus, and all that kind of stuff. She's supposed to be emulating perfection. She has an affair with a deviant leader. So there's some attack that goes on, and I think what happens is when he goes to awaken them, and they come back, the deviants send this deviant leader named Crow after them, and then she ends up falling for Crow. So
don't eat crow; it's gross.
So Angelina Jolie's character has this. Her character has this affair with the deviant leader, so that's some drama right there. And pretty much all of them are they have drama.
Hey, no, it won't. Never mind. I forgot they're not together anymore.
Oh. So then there's Cersei. Gemma Chan is playing Cersei, and everybody thought that Angelina Jolie was going to play Cersei at first because she's one of the main characters. And if anybody is the main character, it's Icarus. Yeah. He's kind of the one that the audience learns, lives through, is introduced to everybody through. So Cersei is in love with the humans. She lives in New York City by choice, and we can see that in the trailer as well, where she's telling him, "Isn't it beautiful? That they're doing all this agriculture and stuff like that." She's also known as the Mistress of Illusions, so she's got some kind of powers like that, from what I understand. What?
MCU doing MCU stuff.
No, I mean that's.
I'm
that's,
about it's in there, but my brain's just like, huh, interesting.
like, could
wow.
easily remix stuff.
Could easily remix stuff. Could easily. Man, all right. As long as Loki doesn't show up in this movie too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, there's also speaking of Loki, there is a trickster character, Sprite,
Yeah.
which is also gender swapped, played by a young lady, Leah McHugh.
Instead of a little boy.
Yeah. Sprite. So I'm trying to understand this. Sprite can change appearance, yet cannot grow old, and then in the comics, spoiler alert, it gets tired of being taken as a child, like treated like a child. So, like, basically tricks everybody, and that's what makes everybody forget. Like, Sprite does it. And, yeah. So it's like, okay, if you can change appearance, why not just appear old all the time?
It's a very weird thing.
It's comic book explanation.
Yeah, I can't.
So
give you a
it can
comic
appear
explanation.
as something else, just only at the same age.
In a sense, yes. It's not permanent because you have like your natural form. It's like so. Remember, a very long time ago, y'all ran across some. Well, y'all didn't actually meet them, but you were in a vampire castle, and there were two twin girls in there that were both. They looked like
We can talk about our D&D campaign.
Yes, they
Okay.
looked like they were 10. They could not appear like they were 10, but they like just being 10.
Okay, that's still confusing.
It's a... Oh, I'll explain. Because, in truth, they were only like... In age-wise, since they were born vampires, they could just not be the age they were. But it made... Well, that's a different situation, because they did it to trick people so they could eat them.
Yeah, Sprite doesn't eat people.
Yeah, Sprite doesn't eat people.
Just a prankster.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's. I mean, so you can kind of see where the Loki mythology came from for that type of thing. But there's also a Loki, and all these characters, like it's kind of funny how they're gonna make them live in the same world. But some of these are like based on different things, and they've got obviously like Athena, or Athena could be Athena, the Greek goddess. But in the MC or in the Marvel universe, Greek gods are a thing.
They
like
are.
there's Hercules, there's
Zeus, yeah.
all of them.
Everybody's there. Hercules and Thor have a very friendly, not friendly rivalry. They're just trying to one up each other all the time.
Yeah, because they're basically the same person.
There's some
Yeah.
frat bros with superpowers. Straight up what they are.
Okay, so then we got Druig, which is played by Barry Keoghan. And he is Icarus's cousin. He's the one that's a little bit devious. He used to be part of the KGB, and he's known to be aloof and a loner. So he kind of does his own thing, and he doesn't think that the Eternals should take care of the humans. He thinks he should subjugate them and just rule over them.
He's that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's basically old Loki.
Yeah.
There's a lot of close tie-ins. So I mean, because there's only a certain number of archetypes. What can you do?
Yeah. He's the think a young Palpatine, think like as far as character idea wise, so you can understand how much of a dick he is. So who else likes to do crazy things like that and subjugate people?
Loki.
Loki? Yeah, Loki.
All the bad guys. Yeah.
All the bad guys. Well, all the bad guys. Some of them fall under that. I just want to rule people. Some of them fall under that destruction. Some of them fall under roar. Some of them fall under. Some of them just fall under being very nihilistic. Not very many, but a few. And so yeah, and then it just kind of scales up and way down from there. Condiment Man.
Polka Dot Man.
Polka Dot Man's gonna be terrifying. the most powerful individual in the universe. I low-key feel like they're about to make Polka Dot Man the most OP thing on the planet.
That's Suicide Squad. We're going to see
Yes.
that this weekend. Super excited.
It's gonna be great.
So, also a huge fan of James Gunn, like hometown St. Louis boy. Oh, sorry, I have to knock one out for James Gunn.
Welcome to the gun show.
So he's devious. He's not a deviant, but he's devious. He's Icarus's cousin, Lou Filloner. In the trailer, it looks like he's kind of got his own little cult going. Like when they go to collect him, he's like living out in the woods, living his best Amish / Mormon life with all these people. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to say bad things about religions. That was probably a bad joke. Anyways, so yeah, he's out there with like this cult of people, and they've all got their eyes glazed over, and he's in control of them type thing. Just briefly in the trailer, and they come out, looks like against all the Eternals that show up to collect him. So he may or may not be in control. He seems to still have use of his powers. So he may or may not know who he is, and just he's just fine doing like he does.
Yeah. Could have accidentally figured out, oh, I can do this? Keep doing this, keep doing this, keep doing this, keep doing this. How many is that? 20? I need 40 more for my cult.
Exactly. So then there's Kingo, which is
Kingo.
Played by Kumail Nanjiani, who is a great comedic actor turned dramatic actor, and super six-pack man for this role in particular.
He got cut.
He did.
For this role.
And he got cut up. Speaking of, he's a great swordsman.
Do you know the other name for when someone's like super cut?
Ripped?
No. It's way more disgusting.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if you said it.
The second word is gutters. First word starts with a C.
Cutter's gutter? I
It
don't
ends
know.
with an M. It's two separate words. Gutters.
I don't guess I do.
Start with a C, ends with an M. There's only one letter you can put in between there, Dylan. Man, don't even say it. It's gross. It's gross.
Okay. Oh, okay.
When you're saying a sentence and you talk about yourself, what do you say?
I'm.
Oh wait, no, never mind. Other way around. When you're saying a sentence and you're talking about someone else.
Okay, I get it.
Okay,
I
there
get
you
it.
go. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Trying to keep it PG-13.
Trying to. So,
But I did mark it wasn't for adults. or not for adults. It wasn't for children. So, I mean, usually the content is, or the rating is like whatever content we're covering. So if we're covering something that is an adult content, then it's going to fly. Anyways,
I would have said it.
That's neither here nor there. So yeah, Kingo he's studied the samurai in Japan. He's a very skilled swordsman, and he became an action star. And it seems like in the comics it was like a Japanese action star, but
Yeah.
it seems like they're remixing it to like a Bollywood type thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and he's also cosmic powered. It seemed like my first impression was that each of them had their own specific power. But it seems like they kind of all have the same powers. They just have different personalities and backgrounds.
And how they want to use their power.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you just give. Well, it's the same thing we just said. You give 10 people a sword. Okay, I'll do it this way. You give 10 people a sword and then just tell them to go. It's the exact same sword, just nothing different about it. And each one of them will come back either the sword looking different or they use it in a different way.
Mm, that's true. Yeah. Their interpretation of their powers, I guess. Yeah. That makes sense. Because we've also got, we've also got Makari, which is played by Lauren Ridloff from The Walking Dead, another great talented actress. Speaking of The Walking Dead, our Walking Dead coverage will start again the week before The Walking Dead comes back, because we've got to cover all the like I think like 4 episodes that we missed when they did the bonus episodes from season 10.
Season 10, Part C.
Yeah.
Yes.
So season 11 is going to be the last season, so tune in.
For the end. Do-do-do.
Until Daryl and Carol go do their own series.
Origins? That's something else. I saw that on YouTube. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Who knows?
Okay.
They're building the TWDU universe. Everybody's doing a universe now.
That's a very long acronym.
It is. I mean, it's no different than the Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters, the SPUMC.
Did you just curse at me?
No, that's literally what it's called. Which we're going to talk about when we talk about Venom. So.
Let there be carnage.
Yeah, I need to hurry up because you're running out of time. So yeah, Makari is a speedster, known as Impatient. She's also been known as Mercury. It's another gender swap character. So yeah, like Makari like uses her speed a lot, and so like to me, I thought, oh well, that's her power, but they all have that speed.
Have that.
Yeah, it's just that's the one she leans into.
Yep.
Okay.
Are they gonna have her? Because if I'm looking at her, it's the same one who uses sign
language. Yeah,
okay.
she's a deaf actress.
Okay,
So
right.
I don't know if they're going to play that in, or if she's not going to play deaf, or I don't know how that's going to work.
Or she took an oath of silence or something. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
I don't know.
Or she could low key have Black Bolt's power
Oh yeah, just
and shatter the world. Yeah.
yeah. I bet a lot of you are wishing that I had that power right now, so that I would just keep quiet. So then there's Fastos, played by Brian Tyree Henry from Atlanta. So another super talented actor. He's got speed, strength. He can fly, all that good stuff.
He uses a hammer.
Yeah, he's an inventor and an engineer, and he kind of builds all this stuff. He created Kingo's sword.
Yep.
And he's also gay in this one. I don't know if he's gay in the comics, but he's got a husband in this, in the MCU version. Then we covered Sprite, Gilgamesh, which I mean obviously Gilgamesh. He was known as Hercules, Beowulf, Forgotten One. Like he's got a lot of lore built into him, many names, and he was known as a Forgotten One because he was exiled by another celestial, or not celestial, but eternal, for loving humans too much, for not like love, but caring about humans too.
For caring about folks too much.
Yeah, not loving humans like Cersei loves humans, or Athena loves deviants.
Told her don't eat crow.
Yeah. My bad.
Over the left.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry. Thanks. All right. So he's played by Ma Dong-seok, a.k.a. Don Lee.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that is Gilgamesh. And he is extremely powerful. And from what I understand, Gilgamesh probably could have taken out all of the Avengers and...
oh, man, sir.
And Thanos and his army by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Avengers, he would have, you ever took a hot knife to butter? That's the Avengers to him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So super powerful.
Captain Marvel may have gave him a little trouble, but he would have broken.
Yeah,
their house.
like these are gods. I mean, and so so that's all of the Eternals. Then there's Black Knight, who is another extremely important character. Ties into the Avengers and a lot of different things, the multiverse, all these different things. It's kind of like a just a character that ties everything together. There was another word I was going to use, and I totally forgot what it was. But anyways, a good cohesive character that ties all the shows and everything together, can kind of go in between everything. So Dane Whitman was a physicist and he inherited the is it the black saber or whatever it? I don't know what it's called.
His sword.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name of it right now. But I think
I don't know, it's not the same as in Star Wars,
No,
but it's similar.
it's the sword that turns him into the actual Black Knight.
Yeah, so he inherits that from his uncle, and so the title of Black Knight is a mantle that's passed down, and he gets the sword from his uncle, unbeknownst to him, is evil, and so, but then he becomes the good Black Knight, and so the Black Knight, obviously, King Arthur origins, and has been passed down throughout time.
Yes.
And he ends up, because he's a physicist, he moves on from a regular old sword and actually creates a lightsaber sword like the one behind me from Star Wars.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah, and he is. He's going to be very interesting to see Jon Snow actually take on the Black and come back.
He said he'll see his brother again in black.
Yep. Yep. I think that joke's been made too many times, but I still like making that joke.
Ebony blade. That's
The ebony blade. Yeah.
So I can.
All right. So. Okay. So another huge tie-in to Great Cataclysm. So I think the city was the Deviant City, and then Atlantis was above water, and they kind of went to war.
And that's why it calls it the sink.
And yeah, the Deviant City was destroyed, and Atlantis sank to the bottom of the ocean, and there are rampant rumors going on right now about Namor and his cousin being cast in Black Panther 2 right now. And I saw it, remember, several months ago, and I sent it to you guys, and I didn't hear anything about it again, because usually if you only see it once, it's usually just like
true.
theory crafting or something like that, which we do a lot of here.
Whole bunch.
But I did see it again recently, and it was a more legit website that was saying it, and they also added the I think it might have been it was actually Nerdist that mentioned it.
Neat.
Yeah.
So it might be a thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the actor that supposedly is cast as Namor is from Narcos Mexico.
Oh.
Yeah, that main guy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. How they be getting these? Dang. Marvel just be throwing them around and they wait a little bit sometimes. They just be like, hey, how much money do you really want to make? And they'll be like, I mean, do I get a sword? Sir, you get a trident. I'm in.
We're going to put little wings on your ankles.
Put wings on your ankles, slick your hair back, and you get to be a dick. Yeah. Dang, a lot of these guys, a lot of dicks in this episode. No pun intended.
Namor is also known as the first mutant, which, technically the first mutant written in the comics.
Yeah.
But Apocalypse is the first mutant. And there are also rumors that Harry Styles is going to be playing Star Fox, which is Thanos' brother.
Why?
I don't know. It's a rumor. I've seen it a couple times now, but I don't know. Nothing's confirmed, of course. And the Deviants will be the bad guys in the show, in the movie. They haven't covered that at all in the trailer, but there have been some leaked plot thesis, and they've talked about the Deviants and how all that plays in.
Curious how hard they're gonna switch this up.
Yeah, and who's gonna play these Deviants? I mean, look at the cast they have already.
I'm also curious how hard they're gonna lean into mutants. Because, I mean, the easy thing is just to have the mutants just be in one of the separate timelines, then they just go to and fro when needed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just to kind of explain a little bit, the mutants, so like I said, the Celestials were experimenting with humans and deviants and Celestials and all this stuff. or Eternals, and the X gene came from like trying to give humans a little bit of the celestial, right?
Yeah. Now, hear me out. Hear me out, and I'll make this snappy. Apocalypse. We all know Apocalypse. We've only seen him in one movie. Was that Oscar Isaac for real though?
It was.
Neat. Okay.
Like the bad guy from Power Rangers.
So we got. So yeah, we've seen Apocalypse. What if the Celestials playing around with DNA, then give a little bit to humans and boop, mutant? But what if a deviant was playing around with DNA and boop, Apocalypse?
Because he is purple.
Because he is purple.
And all MCU loves their purple villains.
And what if he's the one that they send to take out the Eternals, and then Angelina Jolie's character, falls in love with Apocalypse
Oh, instead of Crow?
instead of Crow,
Like remixing it?
or they could call him. A Crow is it could just be a name, and then
And then he takes on the mantle of Apocalypse.
yeah,
I mean, just remix it. Why not? Make it
Play-
fit.
play into that whole Cleopatra Mark Antony tragedy.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
So, yeah, big tie-ins for Atlantis, which is a huge thing that we've been wanting to see in the MCU, and the mutants, which could lead to the X-Men. So we could get the actual beginnings of mutants in the MCU now, even though in Black Widow, that guy that played Big Bear, I cannot remember his name. I'm drawing a blank, man. Sorry, guys. I'm a little
Levitsky?
out tonight.
No.
So the one that was arm wrestling with Alexei,
Yes.
that he called him Big Bear, his character in the comics is a mutant, and so he claims to be the first mutant in the MCU.
He threw that claim down hard.
He did. Yeah, it seems not to be backed up so far, but I mean he's not. I mean he's technically right, but I mean it could be a remixed version. I mean they just take that away from him.
Wrong timeline, my guy.
Yeah. So that's all we got, or all I have for the Eternals. Is there anything else you got? Yeah.
That's it.
Huge tie-ins, all that. The Eternals are going to change the game going forward. What woke them up? Probably the multiverse,
Probably the multiverse.
which gets us into what hopefully we were supposed to get a trailer for Spider-Man 3,
We ain't getting that trailer.
which is going to open the door.
So my wife was
for
watching a
Venom.
TikTok. Sorry to interrupt, but my wife was watching a TikTok, and she said something that was like, "Huh,
Really?
that's possible." What if they don't do a trailer for it? They just
I saw a thing that was like joking that he was like, "Oh, we're going to do something different."
just say, "Here's the release date," and then flash the name, and then that's it. And then you know nothing about this going in. You see toys, so you maybe the toy is actually real. Who knows? And then you go into this movie knowing not snap, stuff,
You
anything,
can say shit.
not knowing shit.
Man, I really hope not. I mean, people like us are doing the work for them, like talking it up and get people excited and that kind of thing, speculating and theories and all that. So, I mean, and to be honest, man, like we look forward to trailers almost like their own little movies now. So,
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
yeah.
If they do it, that's fine.
But we also weren't expecting the Venom Let There Be Carnage trailer to drop last week, and it did, or the other day, or whatever it was. So we gotta hit on that shortly before you have to go,
Yes,
because it's freaking amazing.
it's really good.
Like Venom is one of those, like when they first started to do it, I was upset and I was a gatekeeper about it, and I was like, I love Venom. This guy doesn't even have a spider. Doesn't have the right origins. How can you have Venom without Spider-Man? Because one begot the other. But it's funny because now
Tom Hardy,
they're
that's how.
birthing Carnage from Venom, and it's like you know how to do it. Just do it. But we got Tom Holland in the MCU. Kevin Feige already confirmed that Spider-Man can jump franchises. So, I mean, it is basically a given that we're going to eventually see, because we know they've already announced that. Remember, several years ago, before COVID and all this, they said they were announcing the different movies they were going to do, and they announced a Madam Web movie.
Yeah.
And that is the birth to that's their side into the multiverse.
It's a Spider-Verse.
Yeah, exactly. And so I just completely went blank. Jared Leto
Oh yeah, Morbius.
playing Morbius.
Yep.
We saw that trailer. It's got good God,
Vulture.
It's got Vulture in it. I cannot think of my words tonight. I'm just all a ball of excitement and
Michael Keaton.
It's got Michael Keaton in it.
Yep.
Like MCU, I mean, it's right there. It's already there.
It's touching.
It's already there. That Vulture is in a Sony villain project.
Yeah.
Like, it's done. I think that was probably they probably released it before they were supposed to.
Probably.
Maybe teased it too much.
Probably.
Because all that just got everybody speculating, and now the secret's out.
Secret's out.
I mean,
He's
we
gonna
know.
show up.
I mean, Doctor Strange too is called the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
Like anything goes now.
It's like
Anything goes.
It's like the whole year that they were saying, yeah, Endgame's not called Endgame. It's called whatever else.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, it was mentioned. What's the other thing that's been mentioned in the Endgame? No, it's not that.
We do this forever. He didn't say that. He said, we're in the Endgame now. That's what he said, y'all. That's what... Man.
Yeah, and I mean, Marvel is always playing coy with us anyway. I mean, they showed Hulk running with them. We didn't even see Hulk.
Didn't even see Hulk.
Hulk wasn't even there.
Wasn't even there. That scene didn't even actually happen like that. Because they were like in trees and jungle, and I was like, oh, cool, that'll be a really cool scene. No, I ain't having.
Yeah, he was in the Hulk Buster armor.
Yeah. And then Captain America and T'Challa said, you want to race to see who can fight the bad guys first? And he was like, oh, yeah, sure, let's go race. And then they took off.
They did.
And got beat the f*** up.
They did. They did. But, man, Woody Harrelson is like... this performance, that wig last movie. So yeah, I was a gatekeeper. I was like, I'm not seeing this movie. I didn't see it in the theater. I waited like a year, almost 2 years, and I was finally just one night. I was like, fine, I'm gonna see this freaking movie, and put it on and was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
And I actually enjoyed it, and it was fun. And I didn't give a shit that it was inaccurate. It was just fun.
It was fun. It was good. And I was like, it can join other things later. Let this build.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Because like they're hardcore leaning into the Cletus Cassidy backstory, and they brought in what's her name? His girlfriend.
Cleese Cassidy's girlfriend?
Yeah. I can't think of her name.
No.
Yeah. Wow.
If you'd asked me without asking me,
She's in the trailer. She's got the blue eye. It's a remix of the character, obviously, because yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, he gets it differently because Venom is in jail.
Yeah.
You know,
And then
but this Venom is the good Venom,
and so he got it in a very
bit his hand.
very off way. I'm like, oh, okay, this is the direction we're going.
Dude, like I love I never saw Natural Born Killers because I was young when it came out, and my parents were like, hell no, you're not watching that movie. And so I haven't really seen Woody Harrelson play
A crazy person?
a crazy person, bad guy like that.
Yeah.
But man, does he nail it.
It's just anytime. It's just Zombieland, but the other side of it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, dude, he might be my new favorite person right now.
Woody Harrelson's great.
Yeah, and that moment, he, of course, with his new haircut, looking good, walks up, and so Venom and Carnage are completely different in the way their symbiotes work. Is it?
Yeah.
Do you say symbiote or symbiote?
Symbiote?
Okay.
Okay. What's a symbiote?
That's a generational difference, apparently.
Okay.
Because the Spider-Man cartoon and everything I grew up watching, it's symbiote.
It's a symbiote. Okay.
Yeah,
Whatever.
and the new movies, symbiote and all that stuff. Yeah, so that was that must be just a generational thing. But like even like back when I was a kid and you're reading comics and you're a kid, you don't know how to pronounce things. It was Knucklehead
Knuckle.
instead of Knucklehead, like Wolverine.
Yeah.
Bunch of Knuckleheads out there, and we always say Knuckleheads. But anyways, yeah, because kids don't know how to pronounce things.
Yes.
So yeah, I say symbiote.
Symbiote.
So anyway, they work differently, and of course we saw Riot in the last one, and
Yeah.
I think we saw Lady Venom. Maybe no, it was a female version.
It was a female version, but still.
It wasn't Lady Venom because his Michelle Williams character ends up being Lady Venom, right?
Yes.
But right
So-
now she's dating Doctor What's His Face that he gets slapped in the face.
Super slapped in the face.
Yeah, sorry. I love the little commentary, man. It's so much fun. It's like, I'm gonna eat them all.
Pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you. No, it's not.
I'm sorry. We're not sorry.
It could have been us.
Having way too much fun with this.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm super excited for this. Usually, like I loved the Sony Spider-Man movies, but Sony usually ends up putting their foot in their mouth and cart ahead of the horse and all that kind of thing. Almost on the verge of what Warner Brothers does to DC.
Yes.
So I'm always leery of where they're going to take it, but I think hand in hand with Marvel, like helping them out because the first two Spider-Man movies, Sony was in charge of those. But behind the scenes, Kevin Feige, Karen, oh my God, Karen Feige,
Karen Feige?
Kevin Feige basically ran everything without getting credit or paid for it. Well, he might have got paid for it, but he didn't get credit for it.
Is that the clone they created to kill Kevin Feige?
Oh, I thought that was like his alter ego.
Karen
That's
Feige?
him on the weekends.
He puts a mustache on for no reason.
Karen Feige?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Still, just a wig, but then mustache and twirls it.
Yeah, of course, the ball cap.
Of
Maybe
course.
turns it around backwards.
In a ponytail, soccer mom with mustache. It's a very weird wanted ad, but it's out there somewhere.
Karen Feige.
Karen Feige.
Oh my gosh.
But yes.
So yeah, I'm super excited. The trailer was phenomenal, and it looks like the payoff is going to be great.
Yes.
So yeah, like I was saying, like these symbiote, whatever,
Symbiote.
they work differently. So Venom covers Eddie,
Yep.
right? He covers him up, and just basically Eddie's inside of there.
He's inside of there. If you want to, you got no strength, go ahead and grab him by the mouth, yank it open. It's like, hey, you're in there. Carnage is him.
Yeah, like they are one. Like you can tell when his face rips wide open and becomes Carnage, and he opens his chest to let bullets pass through. Like,
Yeah.
dude, like in the 90s when Maximum Carnage was like the shit, the video game and the comic and all that, it was just like this guy is wrecking Spider-Man's world.
Yeah.
Which I really want to see him beat the shit out of Tom Hardy.
Tom Holland.
And Tom Hardy too. But
He will. Because so that happens part of the other reason, and I don't know if they'll touch into it in the movie or not. When a symbiote finds a perfect host, it does different things. Like Agent Venom, who's Flash Gordon, when he got the symbiote, it was like, oh, you are literally perfect. How are you, Father? And which is why he was like able to turn into armor, and he was able to shoot missiles out of it.
Oh,
and
wow.
like do all these other things because he was a perfect host. For Carnage, he's a perfect host.
Oh, wow.
So that's why his is different and stronger because of that.
Not to mention red ones have different powers
Yes,
as well, right?
different powers, and also doesn't help he's a serial killer.
Yeah.
So yes.
And yeah, there are different colors. It's kind of like the Green Lantern thing where there's like different colors and they all have different powers.
Yeah. But the one that gives literally everyone a lot of problems is the red ones. And Carnage in particular. Because even Carnage, after he jumps off, like he has hopped on to other villains before. And most recently to Green Goblin, where he becomes Red Goblin. And he didn't just like hop onto his body, he also hopped onto the Flyer and turned the Flyer. And he took down Anti-Venom, he took down just like 5 different other Spider-Men. Like Miles was there, yeah, and then Peter, and then he went and killed Flash Thompson, and then Flash, last thing, gave Spider-Man.
Poor Joe Manganiello.
Poor Joe Manganiello. Aww.
Like, I didn't put that together till about 6 months ago. I was like, that was Joe Manganiello.
He gives the symbiote to Spider-Man, and yeah, they go off and fight for one last time. That's sad.
Yeah. Spider-Verse, man, this Spider-Man 3 is going to open up so many different things. There are rumors that Norman Osborn is showing up. There are rumors that freaking Daredevil,
Yes.
Charlie Cox is on set, that Andrew Garfield's on set, that Tobey Maguire's on set. Like, everybody's there. There's a new screenshot. Of course, we knew it, but there's a new a new photograph from set where Spider-Man is swinging in to meet Doctor Strange at his doorstep.
Yeah. It's going to be cool.
So all these, I mean, we're going to know what the movie is by the time all these leaked photos get out, but Marvel's denying it every step of the way.
How'd you get that photo? From my friend Bill? Well, tell your friend Bill he's getting sued.
Yeah, because people can't.
Yeah.
They're filming a movie here in town, and people can't keep their mouths shut. And so now everybody knows what the movie is and who's in the movie. And last week, when I was on set, they wouldn't even tell me who the big actor was until I got on set.
Oh, dang.
And so, like, I'm there, and literally the guy is like, from you to me, and I'm just like holding my breath, just like, don't say anything, don't say anything. And
So,
yeah, but
wait.
now it's in the paper, and it's like, oh, this person's in town, that person's in town. Oh, and here's the name of the movie.
Wait,
like,
were
come on.
you next to the bad boy, or was it someone else? I'm trying not to say.
yeah.
Okay, try not to say names.
Well, I mean,
out
you
there.
could look it up. I mean,
Yeah.
so, I mean, it's out there now.
It's
I
out
guess
there
you can just
now,
say,
but I'll try to give everyone their privacy.
yeah.
I understand.
But I guess I'm not going to fool myself. I was going to say this has more reach than the local paper. No, it does not. I doubt it very seriously. Potentially. But not really. Anyways, you can look that up yourself. I'm not going to be guilty of it.
Okay.
Because
That's
I want to
fine.
continue to work in this field.
Understood.
So, anyways, man, Woody Harrelson is nailing it. Tom Hardy is nailing it. I hope he learned how to eat a lobster this time. He's not allowed to eat people at all, apparently.
No, he's
so
not.
there might even become like this split between Venom and Eddie,
Yeah.
where he's already having issues. Like, we're doing the whole Hulk banner thing.
But funnier?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just curious because we know
Shriek, that's her name. Sorry.
Shriek. Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. That's Carnage's girlfriend's name.
Yes. What was I about to say?
I'm sorry.
Made me lose my thing, brother.
Yeah, doing the Hulk thing, but funnier.
But funnier, and we know that he's gonna eventually get the spider to where he's like Venom that we know.
Yeah, because maybe that's why they're building this anonymity between him and Eddie. Well, so that he can jump on Spider-Man and be like, "Oh, I like that,"
Yeah.
And we get Black Suit Spider-Man. But then he realizes, this kid won't let me eat anybody either.
Yeah. And he's just a kid. I miss Eddie. Yeah, and then it goes back to there. But then would that like turn Eddie into a little bit of a villain, or he just stay anti-hero, or what?
I don't know. Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's possible that we get a whole like Dark Phoenix kind of situation where he's like, I just want to explore myself and eat everybody and do
eat
all the bad
everybody.
things
Or
he
just so happens to run across Rocket Raccoon and goes off into space.
I mean, that could definitely come later. I mean, Bradley Cooper could literally play that until the day he dies.
Yeah.
And it's a voice. It's a Anybody
voice.
could pick that up.
I mean,
it wouldn't be the same. But
it's also a version of the Guardians where Rocket's in charge and Venom's there. So I'm just So I'm just saying, hey, do it.
There's so many different awesome versions of Venom now. Like at first I wasn't on board because I was like, Venom's a bad guy. But yeah.
So maybe they'll remix Agent Venom and Tom Hardy will become that, or he'll just be the big old buff Venom we all know.
Yeah, bring Joe Manganiello back. He's with Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I mean, we got Flash.
We got Flash. We know the symbiote. Well, the symbiote got destroyed in Spider-Man 3, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Sandman's the one who left.
Only in that universe.
Only in that universe.
Yeah.
There's the universe of Spider-Man lost. Yeah. Dang.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, we've got 2 Harry Osborns.
3.
We don't have one.
Not yet.
Not in this one. What do you mean we got 3?
It's Spider-Man. There's gonna be another Harry.
Well, okay. Eventually, I just meant 2 confirmed already.
Yeah. 2 that exist.
Yeah, one weird Green Goblin one, and one weird Hobgoblin one.
Did he say he was Hobgoblin?
He didn't say he was, but it was like a remix of.
It was a remix, and in the video game, it just said "beat new Green Goblin" because that's what it was called in quotations. Like, ew, that's gross.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah. So, I can't think of anything else. Hit us up in the comments if you think of anything else, and we'd be glad to talk about it.
Be good.
Next week, What If starts, and that also is a whole different ball game. I think the door is about to swing wide open for the multiverse because all of these things are not just potential maybe.
Okay. Yes, it's me.
Okay. Quinn wrote himself into the chat. Thanked himself. So I like how it shows like where you're writing from. Yeah. So anyways, so the multiverse is about to swing wide open because at first Tom Hiddleston said, all of these what if things, I'm pretty sure they're going to like play into where the MCU is going and not just be isolated incidents.
Yeah.
But I want to say potentially the showrunner, don't quote me on that, but just confirmed that it will have long-lasting. Yes. Yeah, because Uatu, Jeffrey Wright playing Uatu, and we've seen Uatu. I'm saying that right? Mm-hmm. In Guardians 2, Stan Lee talking to the Watchers,
just sitting there talking to him. Because he's a Watcher. I'm crying again. Yes.
Yeah. So Uatu, if nothing else, that's the connective tissue.
Yeah.
For the MCU, where he's watching all these different things, and maybe he'll explain as through the series, these 10 episodes, I think, more about the multiverse and how it works in the MCU.
He could. And then also, if like, I feel like there's going to be that point in time in one of the movies where somebody's like in space, they're fighting something, like all their forces, friends get scattered or they're all beaten. And he's like, we need more allies. But then they're like, who else is there? And then somebody, I'll name somebody. Thor likes getting slapped around in space. Thor gets slapped through space and he just so happens to land at the foot of a Watcher. And it'd be a Uatu. And he's like, well, you're looking for allies. I've been keeping my eye on a few. And then, Captain Carter. There you go.
Yeah. We could definitely use some remixed other characters.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, so I know you got to go. So speaking of James Gunn earlier, somebody was saying something about how it would just be easy to replace Tony Stark in the MCU and just recast him and move forward or whatever, just bring him from another universe. But James Gunn was like, you don't understand what Robert Downey Jr. did.
Yeah.
Like, he carried and was the foundation of the MCU. Nobody else can do what he did.
Yeah.
You can't just recast him.
No.
And so James Gunn came running to the rescue, and that's what I've been saying. Don't throw Tom Cruise in that role.
So
There is no other RDJ version of Iron Man. Like,
No.
if another Iron Man or another Tony Stark comes in, it's going to be completely different.
Yeah.
The mood and everything is just it's not gonna be the same.
They could make the only way that it would,
And it could be loved for different reasons. Don't get me wrong,
the
but
only way I feel like it could work is if like someone comes in playing Tony Stark, they're from another universe. Like you could have like picked 3 moments from Iron Man's life where he made 3 drastically different decisions, and then that turns that Iron Man to an extreme. And then I think that's the only way it'll have to work is like seeing the extremes of him not doing one thing or another. Yeah, like the balance, the beam being RDJ, and then any other version of Tony Stark is on the other side of that beam. Yeah.
yeah, and we don't know the titles to all these episodes yet. We know a few, so I mean, you could go so many. Like there's a lot that's probably going to be revealed. Like we know there's going to be Spider Supreme, Captain Carter. We've got a couple different variants of T'Challa, Star-Lord T'Challa. We've got what if Killmonger saved Tony?
Yeah.
And so we got good Killmonger. We've got a bunch of other stuff that I can't even remember right now. We've got a bad Doctor Strange that looks like maybe
Dark Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Darker Strange. So we're using our made-up names. Okay.
Yeah.
Funny.
So a lot of different things, and so I think the TV thing could work with doing the Disney Plus thing because they could bring in somebody and try them out in a new role and see if it sticks, and if they don't stick, then just send them home.
Yeah.
And if it does, then we got a new one.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Was
And
there-
that's basically what they do in the comics.
Yeah.
You know.
A whole bunch of one-offs and stuff. Diamond Patch. Ah. Infinity Wars, the everybody kind of gets mashing together. That's why you got a Soldier Supreme that's Captain America and Doctor Strange. Diamond Patch is Emma Frost and Wolverine.
Oh yeah.
Yes, where he has diamond claws.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So.
Oh, there's another theory being pitched out there right now in the interwebs that this Captain Carter thing is going to spin off the Captain Britain Corps.
Huh.
Because it's a bunch of Captain America, Captain Britain variants that protect the multiverse, right? Something like that.
Yeah. Oh, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, bring back Peggy Carter. Everybody loves Peggy Carter. Maybe that was her.
Maybe that was her.
Because the director purposely played coy when asked directly if that was Peggy Carter.
Huh.
And said that there's more about that they can't get into.
Are they doing the whole thing with another scene from another movie and they don't even know, and we're gonna like see that, and now the camera's on her and you see Loki in the background yelling at someone?
That would be amazing. Like we're literally watching everything cross each other. Like you want to show a Kevin Feige power move. Like you just thought everything was connected before. Like, God, like you've seen this movie 3 times in the last 5 movies. But now you're watching the whole thing put together with a few extra scenes sprinkled in.
Crazy.
And first person perspective.
Wow. Dang.
They do that in comics all the time, right?
They do.
So
Dang.
that would be amazing to actually see on screen and see them pull it off.
Yeah. Well, okay.
So, yeah, we could talk about this forever. So we're going to wrap it up. Quinn's got to be somewhere. He's got to work tomorrow. So I'm off. I worked my hours this week. And so if you, but you still got to go to work.
Still gotta go. One more long day. Well, no, I don't get off again until Tuesday. So
There you go. Sorry.
That'll be fine. All right.
So
Hey, listen.
it's time for us to go. I'm losing my mind. It's getting late. All right, so thank you guys for tuning in and watching, whether you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, watch live, whatever they're calling it these days. I'm sorry, I'm reading something else. Yeah, please like, subscribe, hit the little bell icon so that you know when we drop new videos and when we go live and all that kind of things, because sometimes it's last minute when we're just trying to put it together and we got to work and all that kind of stuff. So follow us on social media and all that kind of stuff. Stay up to date so that you know when we're actually able to go live and when we're not and all that kind of stuff. We just kind of shoot from the hip and play it by ear. So appreciate you guys tuning in, and thanks again. This is Dylan.
I'm Quinn.
And we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Sorry, I don't have it queued up. Oh, hold on, no. There it goes. Bye.
Bye.